Hey guys, Armando. I'm back again, and I am starting a new build. This is as part of the mini group build for the TOS Cylon Raider from Battlestar Galactica, going on at SFMA. I have to show you what I've been doing, because there is one little problem with the kit that needs to be fixed. And here is a problem. It seems like a little defect in the molds. As you can see, there's a pretty obvious trench goes around the casing of the, let me see if I can show you guys, the casing of the main engine on the back, on the lower hull actually, which is rather obvious when you run your finger over it. So I've begun by putting that, and I will smooth it out and sand it. As far as the lighting is concerned, I'm going to try and use even lighting for the main engines, and I will be drilling holes around the sides to insert SMDs. I will replace the transparent part that goes here with a white translucent piece of plastic, and I will try and get even all white lighting for the engine. 3 here, 1, 3 here. It's an octagon, so you get the picture. It'll be about 16 SMDs going around. I'll show you as I complete it. I will also do the front headlights, and I will also do the spotlights, which you see in some of the shots, and they are there and there. So minimal lighting, not too much. All in total, aside from the multiple SMDs I'll use in the back for the main engines, which are the brightest part, I'll only be using the 2 front headlights and the 2 spotlights, so that's 4 lights in the front. I may use one of the rechargeable batteries, that the one I use for the Falcon. It does seem to fit in this thing. This is big enough. Haven't decided that yet, but I would rather have it independent and have to drill a hole out. Anyway, I have begun the build, and looking forward to it. This looks like a fun kit, aside from that defect, which I'm kind of disappointed in Mobius. I can't believe they allowed it to go out into market with that, but well, that's fine. We'll take care of it. Okay, I'll keep you apprised of the situation. Okay, Armando here, and I'm back with a Cylon Raider update. Been a while since I posted an update. Let's go through what I've done. Last we talked about, I was working on the seams, well, not the seams, but the imperfections back here. Those were repaired and flattened out. And then I worked on the main engines. As you can see, I've done a cutout here. What I settled on using was plastic squares with 3 rows of double density LED, cool white, and that provided enough light. Now I had to take them down after I'd finished. I put a clear styrene octagon there and one here, but then I realized that I couldn't use the part with a cross that comes with a kit, and I wanted to use that, so I took it apart, just leaving the lights on. That's this part right here. Now this needs to be primered and painted, of course, and I will be doing that, and I've already fitted here, and I think it'll be fine. All I have to do is put a thin clear styrene layer here before I put it on, and I think I'll have the effect I want. As far as the other lights, I've got the 3mm LEDs here and here for the spotlights in the bottom, and I completed the front LEDs. If I can find the part, I'll show it to you guys. Let's see if it's in here. I've been focusing so much on the cannons the past couple of nights that I haven't been able to do anything else. Okay. Here we go. It's primered. I need to sand it. The LEDs will go in there and in there, and will stick out this way, and that'll be the front headlights. And then the cannons. I've got the port cannon finished and just assembled the starboard cannon, and what I did was, and I borrowed the technique from Jerry and from Dave, Jerry Hedgecock and Dave Pashtag. I cut that segment off and replaced it with a Q-tip, conveniently provided by Jerry, but you can get these in the store. It's the same exact diameter. It's hollow and it allows me to drill a hole through the center of the rest of the assembly. Took a 402 blue SMD and threaded it through there, and through the bottom, through there, and finally through there, so it's into the ship. Did the same thing over here. This one's already assembled, as you can see. You can't see the wire anymore, and the effect is extremely nice. This one I've already light blocked with primer. Let me see if I can show you the effect on the completed one. If you'll bear with me. I'll be able to do that. Okay. Very nice. As you can see, very nice, very bright effect. Of course, it's washed out by the light, but it's nicely blocked. And after I hook it up to the laser board that I got, it'll make it twinkle, and both of them will look very nice. Now, this one I will be completing the assembly. I'll draw in the light, glue the gun in place after I primer it, and I'll be done with the lighting except for the modifications in the main engine. And hopefully I can hook up the circuits then and be approaching completion of this baby. Okay, talk to you guys later. Okay, I'm back, and both the port and starboard wings are now mounted, and so are the cannons, and they're lit, as you can see. And I'm very pleased with the results. Nice and bright and blocked, and the wire coming out, and the same on this side. So the cannons are done, and I have now primered the cross pieces for the main engines of the back, and that'll be my next step. I'll paint them before I glue them on, and of course I'll cut out octagonal thin styrene sheets and glue them on here, and then they will sit right in there, and that should give me the effect I'm looking for, hopefully. I'm sure I'm going to have to do some light blocking, but hey, isn't that the fate of every model builder? I've come to realize. Anyway, back with another update soon. Talk to you later. Hello again, guys. Armando here with another update on my Cylon Raider, the TOS 1/32 scale Cylon Raider, and I've made some major progress tonight. Finally, I'd been stuck for over a week on an issue with a board that just simply would not work, and let me tell you what I've done. Don't remember exactly what my last video was. I believe I was still working on the lights, but no matter. I will go in detail through what I've done so far. In order to achieve the flicker of the cannons, which I will show you right now, so you can see the cannons very nicely flicker. I put them in blue. I used 402 SMDs in blue, and I built them into the rods. That middle rod is actually a piece of Q-tip, and it's threaded through there as I showed you on the previous video. I remember now. It came out through here and I hooked it up to the board. Now the board I used is a cheap board from VA Kits. There you go. It's called a laser ray gun. $6 for the board with all the components non-soldered, $9 if you want it soldered. And what it does is it controls this flickering motion. It's a blinking board. The chip controls the blinking, and the potentiometer here on the side regulates the frequency of the blinking. It comes with a tiny speaker, which is right there, which doesn't really make much of a sound. It's more of a clicking, click, 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 click type thing, which doesn't really sound like a laser, so I didn't incorporate it into it. Now what I did was I wired it exactly like it shows up on the website, and I had major issues because this is the fourth board I have wired up, believe it or not. The first one I burned out because I hooked it up to the power supply and it was accidentally at 12 volts when it really should have been at 9 volts because the board is rated at 9 volts. The second and the third tries were unsuccessful. I'm not sure why, but finally on the fourth try today, I bought about 6 of them. They're only $6 a piece. On the fourth try today I had success and it worked, and I was ecstatic. Got it to work, but I realized that since it's a 9 volt board and the battery that I'm using is 12 volts, I had to do a step down with a regulator board like the one I use in the NX01, which shows up on my video and which also shows up in detail in Boyd's build of the NX01. It's basically a board that has an in and an out and a regulator where you can step down the voltage. What I did was I stepped it down to 9 volts. So everything else, the engines with the LEDs, the spotlight LEDs, which are on the bottom, and you can see here, there, and let me see if I can show you the other one. Where is it? There. As well as the front headlight LEDs. They're all wired together and directly into the battery. Then I took some electricity from that, passed it through the step-down board into the flicker board, and from there to the cannons to create the flickering effect, which I will show you with the lights off. It's pretty cool. I chose that frequency. I thought that was good enough. Once you regulate the board at a certain frequency and you seal up the ship, obviously that's the one you're going to keep. You can't keep changing it around. Not with this board anyway. To set up the battery, I glued it in place with CA glue, as you can see. Made a hole on the bottom of the model big enough to fit my small finger or any kind of a stick or screwdriver in there so I can shut the battery on and off. And I made a hole and glued together the plug that's going to be used to charge it. The other plug goes provides the power to the rest of the model. Let me put this together just like that and show you guys the bottom. So you see my plan. As you can see, the battery is easily reachable through there. I can turn it on and off. And just so you see what my plan is, this plate goes right on there and very nicely covers up everything. As you can see, there's the plug, and again the hole to turn on the battery. Let me show you how it goes. Fits very nicely, snugly, but not too tight. Covers up the whole thing. So it's a very convenient plate. I thought it would work out great, especially since I'm probably going to hang this from the roof. In fact, I am going to hang it from the roof, so I need easy access to everything from the bottom. The next step now will be to figure out where I'm going to hang it. I've got some 10-pound nylon fishing line. Should be plenty for this. I know Dave uses 25-pound. I don't have that, but I will be getting it for some of the heavier models. But this thing isn't 10 pounds. It should hold it up very nicely. And I'll figure out where to drill my hole. I'll work out some sort of a hook jig on the inside so it hangs, and that'll be the way I set it up. Once I've got that all set up, then I'll be ready to seal it. And I am psyched because I have been stuck with this kit for a couple of weeks now, and for the last week with that board that would not work, and I was very frustrated and very discouraged because I thought I'd have to hook up the cannons just as a steady on light, which would have been alright, but I wanted this flicker effect, so I'm happy. Anyway guys, I'll come back with another update and let you know what's going on, so see you soon.